And so this is what metastasized a traumatic and heinous relationship with the Iranian people, where we betrayed them. And then we metastasized that trauma by characterizing their resistance to us as terrorism. In that war, 100,000 Iranians died due to chemical warfare alone, supplied by the United States. This is how we punish the Iranians. So then by 2002, at the State of the Union address, President George W. Bush announced the creation of the axis of evil, where he branded Iran, Iraq, and North Korea as the axis of evil, as America's number one enemies. There had been no evidence in the history up to that point that the Iranians had initiated any conflict or aggression against the United States, that everything that they had done, and they had engaged in violent responses, no question about that, was in response to our persistent persecution and aggressive actions against Iranian people, killing hundreds of thousands over the 30, 40, 50-year period since we financed the violent overthrow of their democratically elected. War is good for business. And so what we have done in curating President Eisenhower's worst nightmare when he warned us in January 1961 about the dangers of the unfettered influence of the military-industrial complex and how it would destroy our democracy and how it would destroy our economy because it would mutate our value structure. Because you got to have an enemy in order to make money on war. And we have perfected how to make money on war. This is what this is all about. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Because all these people don't want to fight us. We've gone with the global war on terror, the forever war, the war without end, the war without region. The war on terror is global. It's everywhere and everything. There is no end to that war. There's no territorial boundary to that war. It is the military-industrial complex's wet dream. And use public money to de-risk the private investment that will follow. And that is build the basic infrastructure, make sure markets are open to be able to buy things, that people are built out. The emergency aspects of the reconstruction, use public money to do that, so that now that the groundwork is already laid, private investor can come in and really make some money selling them everything else that returns life to some sense of relative normal. This allows the private capital to flow in and to maximize the profit on the back end in reconstruction. That is the profit-seeking pattern of this nightmare that President Eisenhower was talking about, the wartime business model. Because if we don't reclaim our sovereignty, then we are going to wind up in a nuclear winter one way or the other.